Hi, good day all of you. Welcome to our session. Welcome to our channel Intelligible Tutorials. In this Intelligible Tutorials, in this today's class, I want to discuss about creation of the clusters using existing clusters. In the previous video, what I told is comparison of single linkage and click algorithms and how they can be used effectively in the term similarity matrix. Okay, so now we are going to talk about the clustering only. In this clustering, how we use the clustering with existing clusters. See, instead of starting with new terms with the for creation of the clusters for building the new clusters, it is always better to use clustering using existing clusters. The clustering using existing clusters somewhere reduce the space complexity, time complexity, and computational complexities. Okay, so here we are going to start about the clusters with existing clusters. It is considered as one of the effective way, and this particular method reduces the collection of the similarity calculations can be reduced, so that the overhead of the computation can also be reduced. Here the initial assignment of the terms to the clusters is revised and revalidated. Okay, so the process when it stops is when we find the least distance between the clusters and minimal movement between the clusters. To minimize the calculation, centroids are calculated for each and every cluster. In this, we take three number of the clusters, and each three number of the clusters we have to calculate the centroids. Okay, so next. So here we consider the cluster as the n-dimensional space where n is the number of the items. The first item of the terms produce centroids that are not related. Okay, so in the here centroids are not related to the clusters, and they are outside of the clusters. Okay, the similarity between all the existing terms and centroid of the clusters can be calculated, and finally when the points centroids will be coming to the cluster, then we first stop the process. Okay, this process is iterated until it stabilizes, and this calculation of this process is calculated as order of n. So how it can be represented now we see in this picture. Okay, so let us see in this picture, these are the center three different clusters with n dimensional space of n number of the terms, cluster 1, cluster 2, and cluster 3. Here these are the points are considered as the centroids. Okay, so illustration of the centroid movement. These clusters have to move to contain these elements as the centroid elements. So whenever these become as the centroid elements, we stop our centroid movement or clustering calculation. Okay, so how this we are going to see now. We see start with the existing clusters. The initial assignment of the terms of the clusters is arbitrary and revised by revalidating every term assignment to the cluster. To minimum the calculations, the centroid are calculated. What is the centroid actually? The center point of the cluster. Okay, this process stops when it stops. It minimizes the minimal movements between the clusters is detected. Each and every term is reallocated and to the cluster that has the high similarity. So we have to reallocate each and every term in the cluster, and we have to calculate the distances of the terms with the centroid in the cluster, and we have to reassign the terms in each and every cluster. So this is the iterative process. When this particular process will stop, this process will stop when that particular point will come into the centroid. Okay, so when done, then this particular process will stop. Let us see, this also starts with the calculation of this particular matrix, whereas the top one is the formula for calculating the term similarity, and this one is the term uh, term matrix having the similarities with the numerical representation, and this is second matrix contain the binary values of the similarities with the threshold trend value. In the previous videos we have discussed, whenever the value greater than 10, then only that can be given as the binary notation 1, else it is given as binary notation 0. Okay, so 10 is the important role plays here, which plays as the threshold value here in the similarity matrix. Next, illustration of the centroid movement. Initially, we have taken these three number of the clusters. In these three number of the clusters, the elements are outside of the cluster. You have to reassign, you have to move the clusters, you have to reassign all the terms, you have to calculate the distances, you have to calculate the similarities, all these things one by one iterative process till these points come to the centroid points. So how? Like this. Okay, now look at this picture. This point comes at the centroid points, which is the final stage after reassigning the terms. Okay, so like this we can get, this is the initial state of the clusters, and after reassigning the terms after calculation, this is the last stage of the or final stage of the clusters. Okay, so to do this, what we are going to do is we start with the initial similarity. These are the initial term similarity matrices. One is the numerical matrix, another one is the binary matrix. Okay, so in this example, what it is showing is initial assignment. We are having term 1, term 2, term 3, term 4, term 5, term 6 in 1 to 3 classes. Whenever there are multiple class generation, obviously it's a click algorithm. So this algorithm shows the click algorithm for the 3 classes. In the initial centroid, what it has calculated is 4 by 2, 3 by 2. By using this particular formula, the centroid values are calculated like this for each and every class. Okay, now these values are entered into the matrix, and this again recalculated till they reach to the centroid value. Okay, so these are the new centroids. Finally we got this matrix. These are the new centroids and new clustering techniques. Okay, after that, we when we reach this particular matrix value, we stop. Okay, so how it goes on, this it requires how many number of the computations, just see. So how many number of times we have implemented this particular formula, just see. Okay, so like this we have to use this. Okay, so this is the one table and this is the another table, new centroids and cluster assignments. Right. So this is the clustering using existing clusters, and in the clustering using existing clusters we have calculated the centroids. This is the initial state and this is the end state. In the initial state the centroids are outside of the cluster, whereas in the final state the centroids are the inside of the clusters. To move this particular state from the initial state to final state, we have to calculate the terms, we have to reassign the terms, and finally whenever we reach this particular state we have to stop the algorithm or the iterations. Okay, these are the various kinds of the intermediate matrices we have seen while calculation, right? Now, clustering using existing clusters. What is the computation overhead? The computation overhead can be represented as order of n. Okay, and next, the number of classes is defined at the start of the process and cannot grow. Okay, number of the classes are defined, only 3, they cannot grow. It is possible to be a few classes at the end of the process. Since all the terms must be assigned, it forces terms be allocated even if their similarity to the class is very weak compared to the terms assigned. So each and every class, the terms are reassigned and reassigned to the allocated classes, and finally we got this particular state. This is our final state. Okay, so like this we can use these clusters using the existing clusters. So what is the advantage of clusters using the existing clusters? Whenever we start with the starting of the existing clusters, this is one way to reduce the overhead. Already predefined clusters we are working on, and the computational overhead also can be reduced effectively. And but for reassigning that, but what is the drawback here? It is the reassigning of the terms, recalculation of each and every term similarity is one of the big overhead here. Okay, so but anyway, starting with the existing clusters is very good method, considered as very good and efficient method. Okay, and now we see one more method that is called as one pass assignment. So what is the one pass assignment? Here this is one of the variant of this clustering using existing clusters. Here only one pass of all the terms is used to assign the terms of the classes. Here we need not use multiple number of the passes, only one passes, one reassignment will be due here. So how this algorithm will work here in the one pass assignment, now we see. So minimum overhead it is compared to the previous one. Here only one pass of all the terms is used to assign the terms of the classes. Only one pass is used. In that one pass only all the terms can be reassigned and the centroids will be calculated. How it is now we are going to see. Okay, the first term is assigned to the first class. Each additional term is compared to the centroids of the existing classes. A threshold is chosen. If the item is greater than the threshold, it assigned to the class highest similarity. New centroid has to be calculated for the modified class. If the similarity of the all the centroids are less than the threshold, then the term is the first item in a new class. This process continue until all the items are assigned to the class. Okay, so according to the threshold value, how it is working, if the item is greater than the threshold, it is assigned to the highest similarity. Okay, a new centroid has to be calculated for this. If the threshold value, based on the threshold value, the item is less than threshold, it must be there. The term is in the first item in a new class. Okay, it's not calculated as the highest similarity class. So like this, the process can be repeated until unless all the items are completed, then the process will stop. So this is called one of the good method of one pass assignment. Okay, instead of rechecking all the items, we have to check only once whether according to the threshold it is greater than or not. Based on the threshold, you can assign the values. Okay, so like this value is one pass assignment. So this is nothing but clustering using existing clusters, and how the clustering using existing clusters can be done based on these two diagrams only. This is the final stage and this is the initial state. You have to reassign, you have to recalculate the similarities of each and every cluster whenever you till you reach this particular thing as the centroid one. So okay, so this is regarding the existing clustering using existing clusters, considered as one of the good method with less computation and other kind of the overheads. Okay, so in the coming video we talk about the item clustering and other hierarchical clustering methods. So if you like my videos, please watch and share and subscribe my channel. Thank you all of you, thank you for watching.